While my unloaf is unloafing for a little bit, I'm gonna make a traditional sourdough too. See how it turns out. I'm feeling like cinnamon rolls, but I don't want to do like the actual rolls. I'm gonna do cinnamon roll bread with a cinnamon swirl, hopefully, and then some cream cheese chips. I hope it's gonna be good. I guess we'll find out together. While my unloaf was a great success, this was not my best baking day, but that's fine. I was really busy and distracted with many children in my house, but it was worth it. It was fun, and it was tasty in the end, so I'll take it. I started by adding about 330 grams of water and 110 grams of starter. I gave it a good whisk, and then I added in about 500 grams of bread flour, and then I whisked that together super duper well because I wanted it to try and build as much gluten as possible so that I would have a decent loaf. Did not happen, but that's fine. I wiped down my bowl so it would be nice and clean and then let it rest for an hour. After that hour was up, I dimpled about 10 grams of salt into my dough and then began my first set of stretch and folds. That was about 10:15 in the morning. Once that was done, I covered it and let it rest for about 30 minutes. And I did my next set of stretch and folds at about 10:45, then 11:15, and then 11:45. My dough never really seemed to have enough gluten, and it was weird. Like the whole time it just seemed a little off. So I'm wondering if I mismeasured something somewhere. I don't know. But this is not the only place where things went awry. It was super hot on Saturday when I did this. So my proofing time was just not correct. And so that's definitely going to come into play. And I knew it, but I was hoping for the best. I mixed 4 tablespoons of butter with 8 tablespoons of brown sugar and about 4 tablespoons of cinnamon. And yeah, I knew what it was. I knew it was overproofed, and I knew it was going to be like that the whole time. And I still tried to make the best of my situation. I added a lot of extra flour in during this step because I was trying to do my best to save it if I could. I added in my brown sugar cinnamon butter mixture with some cream cheese chips. They are fantastic, by the way. 10 out of 10. Do recommend. And then I tried to do my very best to roll it up, but it was a mess at this point, and I knew it was going to be a mess. But, you know, sometimes you just kind of have to go with it and see what happens. After I rolled it up, I went ahead and put it into my floured banneton, and I put it to cold proof in the fridge overnight in hopes that maybe a miracle would occur. Did not happen, and it honestly just continued to proof in the fridge more than usual, which at that point I was honestly really excited for the pancake that it was going to produce because that was pretty much what it was going to be at that point. I floured the bottom fairly well before flipping it over with my sling, and the fact that it didn't just completely gloop out was promising. You know, I knew what it was going to be, but it was okay. I did a little score while my Dutch oven was preheating in my oven at 450 degrees. And then I carefully, once I was finished, put my bread into the Dutch oven and into that 450 degree oven for about 30 minutes. I did make sure to adjust the time and temp because of the sugar element. I didn't want it to burn too much. After 30 minutes, I took the lid off to check the damage and then gave it a good 10 minutes with the lid off. And here's what I got. A beautiful, fragrant, delicious smelling, but done, cinnamon sugar pancake. Once it cooled, it was time to cut and assess the damage. Honestly, I thought it'd be a little worse because it did rise a little, but, you know, the taste was where it was at, and honestly, can't argue with that. I just roll. Okay. Tastes really good though. Taste 10 out of 10. Proof needs work. But delicious.